What is up, everybody? As always, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we are talking about focus modes. They've been around for a while on the iPhones, and I've personally only used them in the past to filter notifications. So for example, when I was at work, my work focus mode would turn on automatically, and what that would do is just filter notifications from any distracting apps. However, a feature that I didn't use in the past is that when you have a certain focus mode activated, you can actually link that to a certain page on your phone. So you could have different apps show up on your home screen depending on the focus mode. And with iOS 16, which I'm personally running the beta software at the moment. However, when this video comes out, I believe iOS 16 will be public. If it's not, like, don't worry, it won't take too much time for it to be public. And with iOS 16, like I said, you can actually change the lock screen as well. And on that lock screen, you can have widgets. So I really like to have different home screens as well as different widgets for any of my focus modes, and also have the apps on my home page changed. So today I wanted to show you guys those different setups as well as the different apps that I use according to the different focus modes that I use. So quickly, the phone I'm using is the iPhone 13 Pro. And on that phone, I'm running the Magizy Case 2 by Pitaka. I really like the design. It's super slim, super light. It also feels great in your hands. It doesn't, like, it's not slippery like the matte finish of the iPhones. It also has, well, it's also MagSafe compatible. However, I found that the magnets in there are a lot stronger than other MagSafe cases, even the ones from Apple, and even the ones that are in your phone. So I feel a lot more secure using MagSafe accessories with this case on. A good example of that is this wallet that they also sent me, and I also use it a lot. If it's on there, like, it doesn't move around or anything, so I'm not scared of losing it. And if you're using MagSafe chargers, your phone will stick to them really solidly. I'll leave links to this in the description below. It's a great case. So let's get into the 5 focus modes that I have on my phone. What I did is I split my day into 4 different parts, and I have a focus mode which is having no focus modes. I usually use that on the weekends, where I think that your phone can be a distraction device. It is perfectly fine. The other 4 focus modes are a bit more productive, if you will. The second focus mode is for the morning. So when I wake up, I try to not use my phone too much. However, it is really hard to do if you have a bunch of notifications from your friends or from Instagram on your home screen. So my morning mode limits a lot of those notifications. And also my home screen changes to have apps that will help me set up my day properly. Then I have a work mode, which once again kills most of my notifications and is set up in a way that will help me be more productive throughout the day. The next focus mode is for the evening. So when I'm done with work, it usually switches on by itself at around 5 p.m. However, if I'm working a bit late that day, it won't switch automatically. I'll do it by myself. And that mode is there to help me detach my brain from work and get into a mode where I'll be able to spend more quality time with my girlfriend, my friends, or my family, and also help me get to sleep better when it's time to go to sleep. Because I found that if I go on my phone and I have a bunch of stuff from work all over my phone, like to-do lists, calendars, and stuff like that, I feel like my brain is a bit more crowded when I'm trying to go to sleep. And then the last mode is, of course, for when I do go to sleep. So when I go to sleep, I don't want to have any notifications on my phone, so they are all killed completely, except for emergency calls. So if someone tries to call me 3 times, I will receive the call, and that's pretty much it. So let's get started with the first focus mode, which is when I don't have a focus mode on. So when I don't have a focus mode on, that's usually on the weekends, and I want to have something that's pretty casual. So I have this nice Porsche wallpaper. It's actually a project from an artist that I found on Dribbble. I'll leave a link to his project in the description below if I find it. And on the lock screen, I just have the weather and my fitness rings, which are connected to Apple Watch, of course. So I like to see the weather just because it's nice to know. And if I'm planning on, I don't know, going to see friends or hit golf balls or something, it's nice to have the weather right there. So as I unlock my phone, you'll see that the first block at the top is a block that you'll see across a lot of my different focus modes, because I use pretty much all of those apps every day and at pretty much any given moment. They're apps that I use a lot. So the first row are apps that I definitely use all the time. And the first one is Safari for, of course, browsing the internet. The next one is MyFitnessPal. I do have the paid version of this app. It's an app that helps me track my calories because I'm trying to lose weight, and it's been helping a lot. They do have a free version. The main difference is that you're gonna have ads, so it's not that much of a big deal. There are a bit more features with the pro version, however, it's not like a deal breaker. The free version is definitely fine. The next app is Heavy, which I use to track all of my workouts. And if you do work out, I do recommend if you have an app to track those workouts. Heavy doesn't have to be the one that you use. I just like it because you have a bit more stats and it's really easier to use than a lot of the other apps that I've tried. Another good one was Strong, which also has a free version. And then the final app on that row is Waze, which you probably all know what this is. It's just to help me navigate the streets because, well, I get lost a lot and really easily. And the next row are all things that have to do a bit more with productivity. I like to have them there at all times because I'm running this YouTube channel and I have kind of a small side business as well. Even on the weekends, I do work quite often. So I like to have all of these apps all the time. And I recommend that you get a version of all of these apps. So the first app on there is Spark, which is just an email client that allows me to have all of my emails together. I don't think you need to have that specific app. It is a free app, but an app to have your emails on your phone I think is pretty useful. The next one is TikTok, which is a to-do app. I think you absolutely need a to-do app. It doesn't have to be this one. This one is a paid app. They do have a free version. However, if you're going with a free version, I would recommend that you use Todoist instead. The free app is really good. And what I like especially about TikTok is that, well, first, it's super easy to use. You also have a calendar view, which allows you to block your time during the day with your different tasks, which is something I used to do in my calendar. However, that would mean that my calendar was extremely crowded all the time. Now I can do that in TikTok. You also have a Pomodoro timer. So just a timer that you would start when you're starting a new task, and then you have a small break. It helps me to focus. And yeah, it's a good app. I think you absolutely need a to-do app of some sort, whatever one you choose. Next, I have the Apple's calendar app. I used to use a paid calendar, which was Fantastical. However, I don't anymore because I don't use any of the paid versions. And the free version of Fantastical is just not good. Like, you can get any free calendar and it'll be better than that, so don't bother with it. I think if you're using iOS, the default calendar app is great. Another good app would be Google's calendar app if you're into the Google ecosystem a bit more. And my next app is Notion, which I think everybody needs to have Notion. It's amazing. It allows you to create different dashboards for different areas of your life, I guess. I used to have a dashboard for when I was in school and wanted to manage my freelance clients, which I was doing freelance graphic design at the time. And now I use it to mainly, manage my projects at work, as well as, keep notes in there. And to manage all of the things I have to do for this YouTube channel, as well as my small side business. So it's been a super, super helpful app. And when I was a student, the main usage I would get out of it was taking great notes when I was in class. And of course, keeping track of all the projects that I had, when I had to deliver those projects, and what I had to do for each project. And next, because it's a weekend, I don't mind having distraction apps on the home screen. So the lower block on the lower left, I have YouTube, Instagram, Air, which Air is a great podcast app. What makes this app so great is that they have a feature called Air Quotes. And what that allows you to do is save parts of your podcast or conversation, whatever, as an air quote. And that's just a piece of text that you'll be able to see later on. So it's kind of like highlighting in Kindle, if you will. And you can export those highlights or air quotes to other apps if you want to. So I've been using this app a lot and I really like to listen to podcasts. And the last app in there is VERO, which is a new social media. It's really, really good and I really, really enjoy it. It's similar to Instagram at its core. However, there's no algorithm. So what you see on your feed are just posts from people that you follow. You can have different kind of relationships with people, whether that be like a close friend or just a friend or whatever. And it's really, really a solid app. If you guys want to go connect with me on there, my username is @NickLater, so you can find me there easily. And I'll leave a link in the description. And then I use an app called Clear Spaces to make invisible widgets. However, these invisible widgets won't change according to your focus mode, so I don't use them on any other one of my focus modes, but for this one I thought it was nice because it's a cool picture. And now next, when I put my phone in morning mode, what you'll see is, first of all, the lock screen will change. So I'll see my my fitness rings as well, and also my to-do lists. So when I wake up, I like to know what I'm going to be working on for the day, so I can kind of prepare myself mentally for the day. So in the morning, I try to avoid using my phone. I'm not good at doing that, but I've set up this home screen in a way that at least if I use my phone, I'll be more inclined to use it in a maybe productive way, because the morning is when you have the most energy and your brain is also the most wired or focused. So I don't want to waste that time on like social media. I do, however, use social media in the morning. I'm trying to do less of that, but it's a habit. So at the top, I have the a weather widget, just so I can see how the day is gonna feel like. And then I have the block of apps that I talked about in the last focus mode. And then I have 4 apps that I use in the morning quite a lot. So Kindle, well, to read Kindle books, I do have to say I use my actual Kindle more than my Kindle app on the phone. And next is Audible, which I use to listen to audiobooks. I especially use this in the morning and when I'm at the gym. Next, I have Air and Insider, which I use to read articles about business and tech. I do have the paid version. They do have a free version. You'll just have a bunch of ads, and you also won't be able to access all of their articles, but it's still a decent app with the free version. Then next, at 9 a.m., the work mode will turn on. So at that time, you'll see that the gradient kind of moved towards the bottom because it kind of represents from 9 to 5 if you were to put like a 24-hour clock on your phone. And on the lock screen, I have my to-do list and my calendar as widgets. So the idea is that I can just tap on my phone and see what's next and what I have to work on without having to open my phone. That way I won't get distracted by a bunch of notifications or random apps, especially like Instagram, something like that, which are super easy to reach for. And then when I open that up, you'll see once again the block of apps that I use all the time. And then just underneath that, I have Dropbox, YouTube Studio, and Google Analytics. I use Dropbox a lot to manage all of my files, especially everything that has to do with YouTube, because these are huge files and I don't have a lot of storage on my computer. YouTube Studio is to track how your YouTube videos have been doing, and also to reply to comments, which is the main reason why I use it. It's definitely an app that, while it's nice to have, it's also demotivating at sometimes. If you work really hard on a video, it's not performing well, it's kind of sad to see, but it happens. And using it for comments is definitely the nicer way to use it, because it's always fun to connect with all of you guys. Next, Google Analytics I use to track how well my website is performing, especially blog posts and stuff like that. And I mainly use this focus mode when I'm actually at work. However, if it's the weekend and I want to focus on my work, so mainly this YouTube channel, I'll turn this work focus mode on. It will kill most of the notifications I get, so I can really focus on what I'm doing. And when 5 o'clock comes around, the work focus mode will turn off and my evening focus mode will turn on. However, if maybe I'm working a bit later that day, either maybe I had some more projects to work on at work, or maybe I got excited about a new project, so I'm working a bit later, I'll keep it on. And also, if I'm working on this YouTube channel or on side projects, I might leave the work focus mode on, because of the notification filtering and because all of my apps that I need for work are on that homepage, so it makes it a bit more productive. And then once I'm done with all the work I wanted to do or I had to do, I'll switch the mode manually to the evening mode, which is there to help me detach my mind from work, so that it makes it a bit easier to relax, spend some time with either friends, family, or my girlfriend. So on the home screen there, of course, the gradient changes to something a bit more relaxing. And I have my fitness rings as well as the weather. Once again, I don't know why I like to see the weather at all times. and the fitness rings, because if they're not closed, I will work on closing them. And then at the end of the day, sleep mode will turn on, and what sleep mode shows me on the homepage is my alarm, so I know that it is turned on, at what time it is turned on, because if I don't have my alarm, I probably will be late to work. And I also see the weather, because maybe if the weather's nice, I'll open up my window instead of having the AC or the heater on. And the main thing that sleep mode does is it kills all of my notifications, because if you wake up in the night and you look at your phone, it'll absolutely ruin your night, because your brain will kind of associate that light with the sun, and you probably will still be able to get back to sleep. However, the quality of that sleep will probably be not as good as if you hadn't woken up at all, or if you didn't check your phone at least. The only notifications that will pass through is if I get like an emergency call, so if someone tries to call me 3 times back to back. I've never heard of any scammers calling people 3 times back to back, so I won't get any notifications except for emergencies. So as you can see, I use these focus modes and my home pages to only have the essentials at any given time. And if you want to see my tech essentials, I made a video about that last week. I'll leave it right there. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a fantastic day.